What's going on, guys? Back again with another Arbitrum ecosystem update. As usual, nothing in this video is financial advice, and everything I say is my opinion and my opinion alone. We're going to jump right into it today, starting off with a quick refresher on the Ethereum Dencun upgrade, or EIP4844. Real quick, I'm actually going to explain it actually as fast as I can, and also in a way that makes sense. But before I do, if you are interested in listening, kind of like an in-depth explainer, the causes and the effects of it, especially how it will affect Arbitrum as an L2, definitely take a look at this video. Again, I'm going to link all this stuff in the description, so make sure to take a look. You have Preston, Terrence, Daniel, Lee, as well as James, folks from Prism, Offchain Labs, explaining all this stuff. Literally the people working on this stuff. So definitely very, very informative if you want to take a look. But in a quick nutshell, the Ethereum Dencun upgrade, I think it's happening, I want to say in like 2 days, 3 days from now, depending on when this is uploaded. But essentially, within the Dencun upgrade, there is an EIP called EIP4844. And what that is it essentially introduces a new type of data storage called blob data. Now, my understanding is that blob data is essentially kind of like an alternative to call data. Like usually when you're deploying a smart contract in L2, or you're writing something to the state of it, call data is essentially posted to Ethereum. Call data is essentially the bulk of what you end up paying that leads back to Ethereum on whichever layer 2 you're using. In this case, let's say Arbitrum. So that's why at any moment's notice, you'll see, like, if you're making a transaction on Arbitrum now, for example, a swap may be like $1 or something. Whereas, where like 90% or 90, actually probably 90+% of that transaction fee is going towards call data that's being posted back to Ethereum. So blob data essentially is like this new form of storage that essentially is kind of rides, from what I understand, is like a sidecar on on the blocks on L1. That's how I kind of read it, I think, from the Ethereum Foundation website. But I think they word it that way because it essentially it's parsed out after 2 weeks, is my understanding. So it's not permanent. Call data is permanent. Blob data is not. Essentially regular Ethereum nodes, if you're running an Ethereum node, won't be storing blob data after 2 weeks. It's essentially pruned out. And that keeps storage from like bloating to an insane amount. My understanding is that if blob data were essentially to be, were to be stagnant and stay on nodes, just like call data, Ethereum state would grow like 2.5 terabytes a year, which is unsustainable. So essentially, you'll still be able to access that data from potential third-party providers. One of them, I think, actually might be a Blobs scan, pretty much a third-party Ethereum community member, a team or whatnot, that will be accessing that data. But there's going to be a ton of them, from what I understand. Probably even other roll-up teams who are doing it, as well as even client teams as well. So definitely something to keep a lookout. But that's my quick explainer. Hopefully that makes sense. But one thing I will add to that actually is, just like call data, there's going to be a market for it, right? So there's going to be a market for blob data, meaning that right now we're seeing like very, very high, very, very like high predictions of like number go down, as in like maybe like a swap is like $1 today, maybe it'll be like a cent tomorrow, like like a cent after the upgrade happens. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think maybe like when Dencun first happens, potentially you'll have very, very cheap fees. But as the market starts to kind of price in blobs, I think prices will kind of start to creep back up again. Maybe not to the level they are right now, but like I think to assume that prices are going to be like 100x cheaper is a little bit much. I think it's a little too optimistic, right? But it will still be a lot cheaper than now, which is obviously really, really good, because I think the entire community wants cheaper transactions. But okay, so now that I said that, I think I wanted to end off with another part of that, which a bonus feature actually, from what I understand, is this entire upgrade. Essentially, this whole the whole EIP4844 stuff. There's actually a bonus feature. That's what I'm calling it. That's included there. That essentially includes a transaction format that will be used for sharding in the future. Because I think that's something that I think a lot of people kind of forgot about in this whole Ethereum roadmap. I mean, like, I think Vitalik's posted it a couple times. It's like different kind of urges, purge, verge, I don't know, surge. One of the things in the Ethereum roadmap is sharding. And my understanding is that part of this upgrade includes, essentially this new transaction format that's going to be needed for the future. So just pretty much preparing kind of Ethereum for this. I don't know, it's already a multi-layered roadmap, but I guess in this case we'll say like multi-sharded roadmap maybe. That makes any sense? I don't know. That was my kind of Eli 5, I guess, if you will, of EIP4844. If I got anything wrong, let me know in the comments if you're more technical in nature. But nonetheless, definitely interesting stuff. Very excited for EIP4844 to come out, and looking forward to it. Especially for all the Arbitrum users, it's going to be a very, very good, I think, relief from all the the relatively high transaction fees compared to what we were seeing maybe last year. All right, we got moving on. Finally, that was a long one. We got a tweet here by Smolbound. We're Smolbound. Join us on an adventure in a new fantastical world ripe for exploration. Next stop, free candy, maybe? This is a really interesting one. I'm not gonna harp on it too much just because I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. My understanding is that this is an official account developed by Dark Bright Games, powered by Treasure. And it looks like it's the world's first ever growing life sim RPG with a small twist. I don't know. Is this Smallville? I'm honestly not sure. I'm really excited for Smallville. For those who don't know, I think I mentioned it on one of the episodes. Like, I'm actually thinking even yesterday or 2 days ago. But if this is the case, I'm here for it, dude. I'm so excited. I'm just curious if like this is kind of, I don't know if you guys were here like a year ago, maybe. I remember Dark Bright Films releasing a couple of videos of like things happening within the Smallverse. Let me see. I think I might be able to find it. Like stuff like this. I remember them releasing stuff like this, and I was like, is this Smallville kind of thing? I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I don't want to kind of assume anything, but it's possible that it is. I don't know. All I hope is that if it is Smallville, I want to make sure, like, if you have a 1 of 1 small, that should be shown there, right? If I have like specific traits of my small, I want that to be shown in the game. I think some games they show the NFT, but they don't show the actual traits and the characteristics, which is kind of part of the point. But anyways, I'm excited for it. Smolbound, here we come. I'm following it. Registered my email. We're ready to go. So yeah, exciting stuff. All right, we have the tweet by Arbitrum. Chapter 1 of the Arbitrum Arcade starts now. Visit portal.arbitrum.io/arcade. Play AI Arena, Danino, Pirate Nation, and Treasure. Have it recorded all on chain with Click and EAS. Very excited for this one. I've been personally helping the Arbitrum Foundation team with helping the kind of go to market, with this kind of behind the scenes. And I'm excited for it. I'm hoping to be streaming some of the games at some point throughout the week. Honestly, throughout the next couple of weeks, because this is going to last for about 8 weeks. If you're a fan of on-chain gaming, or just haven't really tried any games on Arbitrum yet, I highly recommend you take a look at some of these games. Some of them are really, really impressive, even just by looking at this trailer, you can tell. And I also will probably be on the live stream with the Arbitrum Foundation later on in the week as well. So, we're streaming, baby. We're streaming as much as we possibly can. Is this work? Am I really working at the end of the day? I don't know. Don't tell my bosses that. But no, still really, really fun stuff. And the cool part, I already said it here, but the cool part is all this stuff is actually happening on chain. So if you go to EAS, I'll have to actually like click through this here. Sorry for the scruffy stuff happening. Oh my God, I might have to actually find the link. Essentially, if you go to EAS, you can actually see the different attestations being made in real time. So if I click on Start Exploring, I go here, go to Arbitrum Nova, you'll see literally people here as of a couple of minutes ago are literally like interacting with the Arbitrum Arcade and claiming attestations based on their in-game activity. Really cool stuff. I think I didn't really get EAS, I think, in the beginning, in all honesty. I didn't really understand it. But like now that now that I've learned a little bit about it, I've spoken to the team, great people by the way. It's starting to make sense. You're bringing off-chain data on-chain and just making it understandable and giving it more context. That's the most important thing. For what it's worth, I also made my own schema here. So if you want to go ahead and attest to someone if they're a bozo or not, feel free to. All right, next tweet here. I put out a tweet that said, for anyone looking to swap Arbitrum assets on Robinhood wallet that don't immediately appear in the token list, number 1, copy and paste the token address in the search bar. And number 2, swap away. If there's a token on Arbitrum 1, then it can be swapped. This is just for a little while, the past couple of days. If you've been on Arbitrum, you probably noticed that meme season is kind of popping off a little bit. I say kind of because I think people are we don't know if it's popping off. If it's not, no one really knows. And I think part of the hype was like, okay, like some of the meme coins are listed on Robinhood wallet and some of them aren't. Well, in this case, we've essentially figured out that, you can technically trade any token or swap any token on a Robinhood wallet. It's just that not all of them will appear there automatically, right? So if you want to trade your favorite meme coin and you already have it in your wallet, just copy and paste the address and you can swap for it. So, it's kind of funny how that tweet blew up. It's literally just me giving some instructions on how to use the app. But really, I'm really excited to see more people using the Robinhood wallet app, swapping with it and whatnot. It's kind of funny how like just different UIs and different apps make things exciting again. Like I feel like, I don't know, I've been in crypto for a long time now, and I've used different apps to swap things. And for some reason, swapping on a phone, especially in a UI as clean as a Robinhood wallet one, it just feels good. It just feels different. I don't know why. Like I feel like I can ape more again. Not financial advice. Anyways, pretty cool stuff. So if you have the Robinhood wallet, make sure you download it, try it out, swap some stuff on Arbitrum, and yeah, be safe, I guess. We have a tweet here by Highchain. They say this is a little bit of an old one, but I missed it. So shout outs to Highchain. They say Highchain mainnet is live. We've reached a major milestone. Highchain's mainnet and surrounding systems are live. They link to the block explorer, the bridge, as well as some of the network details. Highchain was one of the very, very big gaming chains that actually made the move from Polygon to Arbitrum. I think they were a Polygon Edge chain or something, and they moved over to an Arbitrum Orbit chain now, for their game essentially. They're also a pretty big ecosystem from what I understand. But yeah, pretty exciting stuff. They got this actually spun up very, very quick. It's kind of funny because I think some of the differences, by the way, between teams who have announced an Arbitrum Orbit chain that are live now, and ones that maybe announced it even before them and aren't live yet, I think it's just dependent on the features that they're including. For example, a lot of the teams that I think people are very, very excited about, in addition to the ones that have already launched, are some of the teams that are introducing Stylus, which is like Rust-based smart contracts, to their chain, which I think, because Stylus is still in testnet, I think that could be holding it back maybe a little bit, just depending on the chain. I'm actually not too sure, to be honest with you. Obviously, for each chain, it depends. Some of these guys are really just doing completely custom code logic to the actual chain itself, which is pretty cool. So, plenty of time. No need to rush the chain launches. I'm not saying Highchain rushed it either, by the way. But I'm just saying that there are a lot of teams that have announced becoming an Arbitrum Orbit chain. And I was going to put an update tweet out today, but I held back a little bit because I think there are actually some launching this month, including Senko and there's another one that I saw. I forgot the name though. There's a lot of teams launching, but I think the ones that are really getting custom with the code base, I'm really, really excited to see like what those look like. Yeah, very, very excited. And lastly, we'll end it off with a tweet by Arbitrum devs. Arbitrum Girly will be deactivated on March 18th, 2024, roughly matching Ethereum's formal plan to drop support for the network as early as Q1 2024. Please migrate your testing workflows and related infrastructure to Arbitrum Sepolia as soon as possible. It's funny because I thought this happened a little while ago, but I think it was just the Explorer for Girly that actually ended up being deprecated. I think it was last year now. But yeah, definitely if you're a developer or if you know any devs that are using Girly, make sure to let them know to migrate to Sepolia, since it looks like the entire infrastructure for it will be deactivated in about a week from now. And as usual, got to do a little shill for Beneath the Layers, a community-focused show dedicated to showcasing entrepreneurs in Web3 and telling their stories. I am the host, of course. I spoke with a couple of people already, the CSO at Espresso Systems, Jill Gunter. Spoke with, here we go, Ellie from Starkware. Spoke with G-Funk from Pixel Vault. A ton of really, really great conversations happening here. We should have one coming out maybe next week. I think maybe it just depends, to be honest with you. And I need to get back on my recording grind, but it's been so busy. I've been too busy doing these, right? No, not really. Actually, these are pretty quick. But nonetheless, definitely take a look. You can watch it on X, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, any of those different platforms you can watch them on. That being said, guys, thank you so much for watching as usual. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.